All right, my friends, today's video, I know I've said this before and it didn't actually happen, but today's video is going to be fairly short. I just want to show you how powerful structural columns can be in your project. So let's jump into Revit and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, share my screen with you. Okay, here we go. So what I'm talking about here, let's go to 3D. Okay, I'm gonna say stop picking things that are pinned. There we go. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Let me explain what's going on first. Columns, architectural columns are pretty cool because if you have, let me just show you why they're pretty cool, but also the problem with them and why I use structural columns now almost exclusively. Okay, I'm gonna go to my plan. All right, here's my plan. Now, let me just go to thin lines so you can see what's going on. See this wall right here in plan? That wall has got gypboard on it, okay? It's a wood stud wall, 2x4 studs. I know I should use metal studs because they're maybe more sustainable, but whatever, okay? Just look at this. What we've got here is gypboard on on wooden studs. So watch what happens when I put an architectural column in, an architectural column, and I'm just going to put in a round 6-inch, how about a bigger one? Round 12-inch column. Bam! Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that column. Is that a beautiful column in Revit? Yeah. And it's got good line weights and good, but I'm still going to go back to thin lines so you can see what's going on. An architectural column in Revit, if you bring it over closer and touch a wall, watch what happens. I'm going to touch this wall. Bam. It takes on, look, do you guys see what's going on here? It now is a wooden column wrapped in gypboard because it takes on the properties of the wall that it comes in contact with. And I think that's cool and all. Look, the gypboard wraps around beautifully, seamlessly, and the wood center. And if I bring it back, let me see if I can bring it back out here. It stops doing that, okay? Goes back to normal. But I think that what I want to do is get rid. I don't want it to do that sometimes. Sometimes I want a concrete column and I don't want it to turn into wood and have gypboard around. So I'm going to say column, structural column. And I've got an I-beam here, and that's not good because when I go over here to click on it, oh man, I don't have a round concrete column. So I'm going to have to load one. So I'm just going to go up here to insert and get my face out of the way. Insert, load a family. And I want to come down to structural columns. I'm going to pick a concrete and round, not record, there it is, round column. Okay, I'm going to load it into my project. So now, if I come up here and click on, well, I can turn this one into it. I can click on this existing column. Let me just put my face over there, which is a wide flange beam. And I'm going to switch it over to a 12-inch round concrete. Okay, now this on the screen, you might see the difference already. It's got concrete speckles in it. It is a concrete column, okay? And now if I take my concrete column and I put it over here and engage in the wall, oh, it's probably pretty short. I think I need to make my column a little taller. Okay. First, go. Okay. How about 9 feet tall above the first floor? Okay. So our column, am I cutting it higher than 9 feet? 10 feet. 10 feet off the first floor. Okay. Why is my wall going right through it? I'm going to have to start this video over because this is pissing me off. Oh, wait, no, the bottom is, okay, wait. The base is on the floor, 0, and the top the top is supposed to be at 10 feet and the bottom is supposed to be at 0. Duh. Come on, Mike. Can you get this straight this one time? Okay. Look, the top is at 10 feet and the bottom is at 0 feet base. Both. Okay, it's starting to make me mad now. First, okay, I'm just going to go up to the second floor. Okay. 0 from the top is at the second floor. All right. Why is this giving me troubles? I'm going to get, okay, I'm going to put in a new column. A new column. Instead of making it 9 feet deep, I'm going to put the column 9 feet tall. Okay, now there's a column. Let's just start over. Gosh, this column here, okay, when I go to there, that's this column is the architectural column, and this is the concrete column. When my concrete column breaks into a wall, it cuts through the wall. Okay. Let me just tell you, the trouble I was having a moment ago with that column is when I place the column. Anybody see this? When you place a column, I'm going to click on architectural, drop down, structural column. You got to look right here on this tab right here. It was set to depth being 9 feet, which means from the ground, it goes downward into the ground. It was like, boom, it was blowing my mind. But now you got to put it on height coming up from the ground, 9 feet tall. And then you can get your columns to work, okay? Shoo-wee, that was silly. It was making me look like a clown there for a second. Anyway, the architectural column is really nice and all, but it has its other problems. I'm going to show you what they are. Let me just take this architecture. Let me put 2 rectangles of columns outside. I'm going to say I'd like an architectural column, and I want it to be a rectangular 24 by 24. Bam! See that column outside the building? Beautiful. Now I'm going to say column, structural column. What the truth is, structural column, I don't have a rectangular one, say concrete. So what I'm going to do is hit load a family. I'm going to get a rectangular column and bring it into my project. And now that I've got it, I'm going to get it. Well, there's a 12 by 18, whatever. Oh, let's make it bigger than that. Gosh, 24 by 30. Okay, there we go. Now, you guys with me? You see that the difference already is that it has presence and it is concrete. So let's go back to 3D. And here they are sitting outside. Now, this right now is the reason why I wanted to show you this video. A guy I was working with, or I'm still working with, he asked me, he needed to cut the top of the column at a really different angle than just flattened off, okay? He needs the top of the column to be at an angle or to have a different shape, like a step at the top. So I found through testing that you cannot cut in any way the top of this architectural column, okay? It is an architectural column and it's going to stay. You can give it height. That's really nice and all, but you cannot manipulate it like this. And you're about to see something cool. Here is why I use structural columns instead of architectural columns. If I take this column and I need to cut the top at a different angle or a different shape than it's squared off, watch this. You can click on opening by face, okay? And when you click on opening by face off the architectural tab, and you hover over if you hover over the architectural column, it doesn't do anything. But if you hover it over the top of the structural column, it shows you, it's kind of suggesting which plane you're going to be cutting and working in. So you hover until it's in the correct orientation. I say this face. So when I click, I am now drawing a shape that works on this column. So take a look. If I wanted to draw any shape I want, any shape I want. Can you see that, guys? So this, let's just come around. I'm gonna bring my view around to the front view of this thing. Okay, this is the shape it's going to cut. Okay, so what I need to do is get my shape and put it on the wall. So that's hanging off, it's not going to cut, but this part that is actually hitting the column is going to cut it. And when I say finish my editing mode, take a look at this column. Can you guys see that? That thing is cut exactly how I need it. You can do other stuff. Watch this. I'm going to cut through the other face, opening by face, the other direction. Okay, bam. And I'm going to put a curve on it, a circle on it. Okay, boom, like that. Cut, cutting straight through that column. You guys see that? And I can even move that opening. I can move it around. I'm going to move it over to the other side. So look at this thing. You guys with me on this? Is anybody impressed at how powerfully you can alter and change the columns if they're structural columns? And it goes further. The columns, if you click on this little guy, you can look over and it has some, let me get my face out of the way again. Let me come around to the front of this thing. Okay, this is the front. And so there's our column. In fact, I'm going to grab the column, I'm going to grab the whole column. I'm going to move it out over off to the ground so that you can see what's going on over here. Okay. This column is set right now. And here's what I'm talking about. It's just sitting over here. Okay. You guys with me? And I just swing it around to the front. Okay. Here's what I want to show you guys. This thing's vertical. If I click the column, it says over here that the column style is vertical. Can't do this with an architectural column, but look at this. I'm going to switch it to endpoint driven. Okay. And now I can tip this column over at an angle. I'm serious. Take a look at it. I have tipped this thing over and I can still hit my space bar and rotate it along that axis. I can work with it at an angle. Plus, I can click on this and say, you know what? I want the bottom of that thing flushed out with the ground. So you can just come down here, look at this. The base style is perpendicular to the column, but I can say horizontal and flatten it right out. And the funny thing is my circle moved a little bit, so I need to put it back into, whoa, don't put it so that it cuts all the way across, but it does work. Look at that. And so I'm going to need to move my little circle a little bit. There we go. So anyways, what I'm showing you guys is structural columns are amazing. I'm telling you, in fact, they can do way more stuff than you would imagine. You cannot do any of those things. Cutting at crazy shapes, adding holes through this thing, tipping the base to be flat to the ground, and yet it's just a fantastic tool to use, a tool in your toolbox to start using structural columns instead of architectural columns, because those architectural columns I have found that they fail me often and they're not as productive in my project as a structural column is. All right. Well, with that said, I want to tell you guys, have a fantastic rest of your day. I hope this video didn't go too long. 15 minutes isn't so bad. 14 minutes. Anyway, have a great day and happy Reviting. Bye-bye.